sacral chakra clogging and entity damage. So your sacral chakra has that middle section, right, that runs in the center. This is that middle section. If this becomes clogged, it can't circulate energy, right, from front to back. And energy blocks will very often clog up that part of your sacral chakra, all the chakras, right? And you can really apply everything that I'm sharing with you now. This applies across the board for all the chakras. But right now, we're doing sacral. But just remember, this can happen to all the chakras. So you see how the chakra is like generating that light, right, from the front and back. So here's the block. And that block is actually going to inhibit the backside of the chakra from emitting that energy. And you lose your natural allure when this happens, because your sacral powers your energetic sex appeal. That vibe that you give off, that natural sex appeal. And this has nothing to do with your appearances and everything to do with vibe. That's why teenagers tend to have like a lot of that sexual energy, is because you're developing your sacral in your teenage years. And then as adults, by the time we're adults, our sacrals are jacked from life and all the blocks that we've accumulated. But we clear them all out. You can recapture that. So we're going to talk about entity gashes. So here's some entities. We've got a healthy chakra. We've got a healthy second layer. But there's entities around. And they're always seeking entry into your aura, particularly the second layer in the sacral. Because sacral energies, is sexual energy, is the most sought after. It's the power of creation. Entities, attachments, they don't have access to source creative energy. You do through your sacral. So if they want it, they have to get it through your sacral. And they use that creative energy for their own purposes. Distort it for their own purposes. In this relationship with this new guy who has entities on him. And I just want to point out, if your aura is damaged, they do have an easy way in. So let's say she got a little aura damage. She got in a fight with her ex. He thrashed her aura. She has aura damage. Now entities have a way in. And I'm not saying this to freak you out. I'm not trying to be freaky here. I'm just like, look, information is power. And if you know about this, then you have the advantage over them. But if you don't know about this, they have the advantage over you, right? So they're going to try to create a gash. Now, how will they do that? They will get on a man. Let's say there's some entities, they want beautiful Isabel's energy. They're going to get into these entities on the man. And they have a collective consciousness, like a hive consciousness. This new toxic guy has got entities on him. Let's say they get in a fight. And he psychically attacks her. Remember how entities are always involved in psychic attack that causes the most damage. So the entities on him are actually attacking her through him. So he yells at her. He's like, well, you're just a whore. Anyway, he psychically attacks her. And it's the entity on him and is gashing her sacral. So there's some gash. So after the intimacy she shares with him, she gets physical with him. He humiliates her. There's her entity gash to her sacral. And also to her aura too, right? They'll attempt to gash the chakra and the layer of the aura. They want access. They want access to her. And I have to say, the more powerful your energy is, the more they're going to try. The more they're going to try. And I'm not saying this to make you paranoid. I'm saying this to help you to be diligent. Okay. So looks like another Halloween ad, right? We've got entities, they really want her aura, they friggin' got access to her chakra, access to her aura, they move in, and there's all this negative energy again. She thinks it's her choice in relationship partners, but really probably just has a lot to do with energy. And now she's feeling anxiety, insecurity, and jealousy again, right? Poor Isabel. She's having a time, but we all go through this, right? We all have been through this or have gone through this or understand or know someone, right? So the remedies to clear the entities, clear the energy, trigger the emotional energy, and then repair the chakra and the aura. And I've seen this so many times, throughout the years, over my 100. But not just that, but I was a psychic since I was 16. So I've had opportunity to witness, a lot of what occurs in romantic relationships. And so this is just so common. This is so common. So this is a simple remedy. Simple remedy. Angels, please clear my sacral chakra and second auric layer of entities and attachments. Again, bringing in, directing that high frequency energy by permission, by request, to get them out of the way. This can clear in minutes, and then she can be better and move on. But if you don't take the time to clear it, then this can last a lifetime. And that's another reason why I'm so passionate about sharing this, is because, wow, you can clear this in minutes and have an awesome life, and then clear it again if it comes up. Or you can go your whole life miserable, because this stuff is not going to resolve on its own. So clearing the triggered emotional energy, but here's another technique. You can gather up all that triggered emotional energy in one spot to make it easier to manage, right? Just gather it all up in one spot and then introduce that divine high frequency energy. You can use Reiki. You can ask your angels to give healing energy for it. Or you can use golden healing energy. So clearing that. And then we still have the gashes. And so remembering, if these gashes are not cleared and repaired, if these gashes aren't repaired, well, there's another way in for entities, and then we're just going to end up back to square one again, right? So you got to fix the damage. So fixing the damage to the chakra, and it reseals really easily, just like we did with our aura repair. Staying on top of this will increase your confidence. You'll feel like your appearance, you'll actually look better. It'll amplify your manifesting ability, because your sacral chakra superpower is your ability to create. It is your connection to your source creative energy, source creative power. So your superpower of your sacral chakra is your ability to manifest, to create, to bring things into being, to bring things into manifestings, to create. Whether you're creating a meal, you're in the kitchen and you're cooking a meal, or you're painting a picture, or you're creating an aesthetic in your environment, or you're creating a human in your womb. It is your access to creative energy, to creative power, to source creative power. And that's why when you have your sacral chakra unblocked and flowing optimally, then your manifesting powers and abilities are amplified.